Okay, so picking up where I left off last time, now I'm going to start painting each one of these bins, and aluminum non-buffing enamel from Model Master, and then sealed it with the sealer from Metalizer, and I've had really good success with this. I really like how this comes out. So yeah, that looks pretty good. So one color down. Okay, and again, my new go-to, the Mr. Surfacer 1500 with the leveling thinner. So that's everything that is either going to be any shade of black, either gloss, semi-gloss, or flat. I gave it a shot of that. And here's the fenders and the tank and those two forks. Those are going to look nice. And then the covers, the dials, all going to be the gloss black. And I'm thinking of going testers enamel for that. All right, and then I'm sticking with the testers. I went with the chrome silver on the wheels and that license plate holder in the middle there. And yeah, I think this is going to come out nice. And now I'll do that yellow technique. I don't know if I'll use the Sharpie. I did go out and get, as per the instructions, these two I'm adding to my Tamiya, the clear orange, and I believe this is the clear yellow. And this is what you're supposed to use instead of the Sharpie, but that's been working, but I may give this a try on those wheels. Okay, I just did this clear yellow X24 inside these spokes, and you have to leave the center of that spoke silver. So I used the fine brush and went around inside there on both sides, and yeah, that looks really cool. And here's the other one. And then I used that clear yellow on this piece as well. And it's not accented on the box art, but I really like these accents and I think it's cool. So yeah, I like this Tamiya clear. And so I have the orange as well for the clear parts for the turn indicators. I like how this turned out, so I'm going to give that a try. And basically what I did is I just put a drop of the thinner in there, and then when the brush got a little gunky, I would just dip it in there and kind of just start over again, and then didn't really thin it much, and then just ran it inside there with a brush, and it worked great. And so yeah, I like it so much I put it on here. So yeah, first time using it, I think it works well. And then what was the other thing? Oh, the license plate holder is done, and because this is the Yamaha build, I'm going to go with the Yamaha license plate instead of the numbers. So another decision made. I'm going to get started on the gloss on all these parts that need to be the gloss black. And I'm just full of tips today. When I'm done using my micro brushes, the tips get hard, you can't reuse them for super glue. I throw them in here and I use them to stir my paint, and then you can just throw them away. I had these, but when you use these, I use these for when the paint is really stuck at the bottom on some of these old tester ones, to mix it up. But in general, then, for stuff that's brand new or whatever, then you got to clean this and all that. So yeah, I save these and then, use them to stir and then just toss them. Okay, just finished up the gloss black. And I just noticed this is sitting on my stand for Vallejo paints, but I used the Testors gloss enamel, just kind of going back to my roots and going with what I know, because I know this is going to give a nice even coat and shine. And I was eager to see how it works over that Mr. Surfacer primer. So, and then there's the headlight and those forks and the fenders. Shoot. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a piece of dust there. Doggone it. Oh well. Yeah, so far, so if that dries up like that, I'm going to be pretty happy. yeah, so now I'm going to clean everything up, and so I can just take this and toss it out. All right, so while that stuff dries, I'm gonna start on the sub-assemblies, or working, I guess, as far as I can until I have to hit, you know, that gloss black stuff. And I think I'm gonna start with these clear parts, and again, gonna go with the Sharpie method here, but with Sharpie I had in the stash, which is this, has a much broader head on it, so I think it'll cover better, you know, not be as streaky or whatever than a fine point. All right, there we go with the red Sharpie, and you do kind of have to do what I'm doing here, like hold it up to the light and look to make sure you got every nook and cranny, because it doesn't flow like paint would, you know, it's a marker. But I really like how this comes out. So that's a cool technique and way easier than, you know, painting. So there you go. And here we are with the clear orange. And again, just a drop of thinner there to give it a little bit of flow. And then just kind of touched it on there and around there. And luckily these are connected, you know, again, Tamiya kit's awesome. Connected where I can just hopefully slice that. Many other parts have been able to take off with my knife just by cutting it off. So easier to deal with these on this brew. I'm working my way along here now. Basically, you know, doing these sub-assemblies. So it's kind of working my way through the instructions again. So on here, I've put those foot pegs on there, and then touched all these areas with the chrome silver. And then here brought all those pieces together to come up with this cylinder. And then I have to now do the chrome silver from here going forward. Again, and then brought this cylinder together as well, all the parts for that. And then up here, just laying these parts where they go. And now I'm just gonna kind of work my way through. I can't go any further on the frame until that, where is it? Until this fender dries completely. I want that to, you know, dry 24 hours. So I'm letting that dry. So again, working from here forward to get all the way through here. I think, actually, yeah, I think so I can get probably all the way up to there before that has to go into where that fender would be. So yeah, so now pulling together sub-assemblies and then putting sub-assemblies together to create bigger assemblies. So really the engine all the way up to here. All right, continuing to work my way along on this engine, and it's coming along really nicely. Everything, again, to me, fits together perfectly. But one thing I did notice on doing things with that yellow Sharpie, I did remember from one of the videos, they said, if you touch the super glue to it, so I attached some of this stuff with super glue and others with the ultra thin, but you can see it turned that red. So I'm hopeful that once all this dries and everything, and you know, I can handle it, go back and either this clear yellow will fix it, although because it's clear, I'm a little worried, or I have the, it's up there somewhere, the gold leaf that I used on this. So, you know, either way, that's going to require some touch-up. In the end, I went with the gold leaf, and you can see it there. And luckily, it's kind of back behind or in there, so it's not real prominent, because there is a difference, obviously. And then touched it on that side as well. But yeah, that came out okay. There we go. Got the engine done. And I think it came out pretty cool. So, you know, again, basically it's this all the way up to here, and then waiting on the fender and some other black stuff for there. But yeah, that is pretty cool. Had to do a bunch of chrome accents with the chrome on all these bolts. and then wired it up. I'm a little worried that this wire, I think, so I thought this one is, I gave it too much slack, and so then I went the other direction. Now I don't think that one has enough, but it is what it is. But yeah, other than that, for my first motorcycle engine, I think it's pretty cool. You know, it's late in the same day. You can see the sanding and buffing stick there. I sanded down and buffed out a couple of little flaws, and I think I told you earlier, a couple of dust, a big chunk of dust on that front fender, and gave everything a second coat. And yeah, I'm real happy with this. So I'm gonna let that dry overnight to fully harden, and then hopefully tomorrow is final assembly. Got this rear wheel assembly done, and that turns on there, and then I put the tire on the front. I also sanded down, it has that ever so slight ridge in the middle there, so I went all the way around the tire and sanded that. It didn't really need it on the front tire, I didn't think. But, and I think I've mentioned this before, until I did my first car, I've built well over 100 miles, but the overwhelming majority of them are airplanes. So never had to use a screw before on a model, but this has several screws, and the head is very, very small. Now I have this set of screwdrivers, but if you don't, I see these all the time in like checkout lines at grocery stores and hardware stores. You know, something like this will work, and this is for eyeglasses, for the screws that are in your glasses. And that will work as well. So again, this video is full of tips this time. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hit these with some Future, because I think if this is correct, those should actually be holes. Now I'm not going to drill every single one of those out or anything like that. So I'm going to hit this with some Future floor wax just to be sure that when I put the wash in there, I can clean it up easily. So all right, this is the end of a long day, an entire Saturday. I'm lucky to get to spend almost the entire day down here, but I've got as far as I can get, and you can see I'm down to just 2 bins left. So I've got this rear wheel assembly going that spins and everything. That's cool. Got the tires on. So I just put the clear parts in the turn indicators and that front headlight, and then gotta be careful how this sets, but I think that's, the black is pretty dry by now. But yeah, I'm gonna let this set up overnight. I'm real happy with this. I think everything came out good. I don't see any major flaws. So let all that solidify, all that paint set up and everything overnight, and then it should be final assembly and a little bit of washes or pin washes here and there, and I'll be done coming up with my Heritage Special Virago. So I think I'm going to end it there. I'm at like 13 minutes already. So hopefully I'll finish it up on Sunday and Monday and put the final out, by Monday night. So as always, thanks for watching and happy modeling.